Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
Running to the far sideline, down to the 45 to the 40. 35-30. Is there a flag on the play? I don't see one. 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown! Tennessee scores!
Yeah, the sun's burning fog off the Tennessee. The Vol Navy's making waves, and it's orange they bleed. Vol Nation's tailgating, and they're raring to go. Yeah, when Neyland gets to rocking, it's a hell of a show. And man, you won't believe.
Right on time.
Right on time. What's up, y'all? Vols Deep Podcast Season 2, Episode 3 is here. Spurs here. Spanky's here. We have a great show lined up for our listeners tonight. We are 37 days away until it's football time in Tennessee. It's getting here fast. We'll be watching Josh Heupel's Volunteers run through the T very soon.
Hey, I'm excited to be here. Let's have some fun tonight, Spank.
Oh, yeah. Let's get on downtown, Funky Town, baby. Woo!
Hey, look what I got in the mail. Got my official Rocco's Jello Shot Challenge T-shirt in. I'm tickled to death. It's awesome. Champions of the World Series and Jello Shot Challenge.
That's right. Peerless Price, days away, 37 days. Have a lot coming your way. We're going to talk about playoff predictions, which teams will make the top 12. We'll give our predictions of which teams we believe will make the college football playoffs.
And this was a hard list, people.
It was very tough, very tough. The first year of the expansion, so it's going to be a wild ride. Any crazy picks from you all?
Maybe one or two.
Yeah, a little bit.
You got to think outside the box a little bit. That group of five is going to get one in. Who's it going to be?
Yeah,
It's going to be like March Madness for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of hard to put together. You don't know what team's going to do what, but we'll take a gander at it. The media has spoken, and we'll have the SEC media poll that we're going to discuss. Which teams do we believe that are misplaced, either too low or too high? We'll tell you soon. We're going to talk about Tennessee's recruiting class so far this season. Josh Heupel and his coaching staff are doing a phenomenal job so far for this 2025 class, and it looks like we're about to land some big talent, in my opinion. We'll get more in-depth on this later.
Bringing them in all the time.
We are. NIL, we're going to cover a little bit of that. Of course, we have start bench cut. We have the duel. Spur is the reigning champion for 2 weeks now.
Might as well just keep this thing right here.
For 2 weeks now, Spurs own the belt, and he owned it for many weeks in Season 1. Can Spank dethrone Spur tonight?
I'll give him a participation trophy later.
Them days are behind me. I don't accept participation trophies anymore.
Oh, you'll accept this one.
Before we get into our college football playoff predictions,
tenders.
let's give a huge shout-out to Vol for Life and Tennessee baseball legend Todd Helton for finally getting what he deserves and being inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame.
Big Todd.
Yeah, he's a true VFL and a class act. There's never anything bad said about Todd Helton. We go on and on about his stats and accomplishments, but it would never do him justice. Todd Helton belongs in the Hall of Fame, and Vol Nation should celebrate him always.
Yeah, it should have got it last year, but
and you know, it's always nice to have a true MLB Hall of Famer come back and give back to Tennessee. He's always there at practices, and that can only do great things for Tony Vitello's baseballs.
yeah, just having the whole presence, just nonstop Tennessee presence is awesome.
He really is the Peyton Manning of baseball for Tennessee.
No, he is.
Oh, it's crazy. Hit the comments real quick because they are pouring in fast. Josh says the real UT is Tennessee and not Texas.
We will talk about that.
You got that right, Josh. No, we've been letting them have the business. Edith says you're late, babies. Also says spank the tank. Edith is here early and,
Edith is ready
and
to
fired
go.
and fired up for Spanky. Josh says Todd Helton is a legend. Edith says more like spank me. Am I right, ladies?
And Joseph, thank you for thinking about my cat.
Yeah, Joseph.
My cat died yesterday,
I
guys.
meant to.
Yeah, it sucks.
I meant to ask you about that.
Try
Josh,
house sitting for somebody in the dog dies.
Oh gosh.
Miserable.
Don't have Spank House sit for you. You heard that here first.
on TikTok, Daniel says, "Do you all know when the new Nike Tennessee shoes are coming out?" No, but usually it's literally like a week or two before season.
If it's
it seems
Adidas, I
like.
could have helped you out.
Not going back to Adidas.
No, we ain't.
Brad says, "Are you talking about recruiting?" Yeah, we're going to talk about recruiting a little bit later. TN Vols 1998 on TikTok says, "What's up, gentlemen?" Rocket Birds here. Josh Jackson says, "Put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame."
I can't disagree with that, but
I don't know how
we've talked about Pete Rose on this podcast before. Pete Rose has made more money off of not being in the Hall of Fame than he ever would have made of being in the Hall of Fame.
It's a running joke.
Yeah. It's his gimmick now.
Yeah.
Add Tony Vitello. He got yet another National Coach of the Year trophy. Expand that trophy case, baby.
That's right.
6 National Coach of the Year awards in 7 seasons on Rocky Top. Pay this man whatever he wants. Give him whatever he wants. Dalton Connect in Summer League is averaging 21.3 points per game. This is number 1 overall among rookies. He's 5th overall in points per game overall. I bet like 16 other teams are regretting not taking him right now.
Well, it's just exactly what we said about Dalton Connect. We knew wherever he'd end up, he'd shine. So, golly, I don't want to be a Lakers fan, but I really like Dalton Connect.
Yeah, I'll pull for the I'll pull for the Lakers. Just because now back in the day, I used to pull for Kobe and Shaq and Derek Fisher and all that.
Do you think Spanky would wear a purple and gold Lakers shirt? We put Connect on
I
it.
have a Lakers jersey in my house. It's a LeBron James one. I don't
That's
wear
even
it no more.
that's even worse.
I don't wear it no more. Bro. It's hard to wear them colors.
We are live on Facebook and TikTok. If you can't watch the entire show, it will be uploaded on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, every podcast platform possible. You'll also be able to rewatch this on Facebook if you want to. Most of our views and downloads and all that are on the podcast audio platform, so we enjoy doing both, though. Also, you can see at the bottom of the screen we now have a text/call-in line available.
And it is working tonight, so
It's working.
text us.
Call in,
we may
everybody.
we may try to take a call here a little bit later.
We want to hear your voices out there, everybody.
Not you, Edith.
Now, I want to know who
dangerous.
Edith is.
Be
Tell her
dangerous.
to call.
Edith says Spanky will wear anything I tell him to. Josh says Tony Vitello needs a statue with the suck it gesture outside the stadium.
No, it's coming. They'll have one at all 4 corners before it's over with.
TikTok is going strong right now. We appreciate all the comments. TikTok, y'all kind of get the short end of the stick because we go live and it makes us kind of stream, or it won't let us stream to TikTok like it does the other platforms. So you all kind of get the short end of the stick, but we appreciate y'all dealing with us and we appreciate all the likes and
Trevor
the
wants us-
follows and.
Trevor wants us to talk about our defense. He personally thinks it's going to define our season. Mm-hmm. We know Hop has offensive skills, but do we think that the defense doesn't show out this year? And do we get another defensive coordinator if we don't?
I'm hoping that the new linebacker coach might bring in a spark. I don't know. I think the defensive coordinator's kind of been limited if you think about just the personnel, man. I mean, I ain't throwing jabs at our players or anything like that, but man, when you got like walk-ons and I mean, we had walk-ons like play a majority of the game like against Alabama, so it's hard to blame a coordinator.
We're certainly deeper now than we've been in the last couple of seasons. And let's just be honest, running a defense when you have a Josh Heupel-style offense where you're going to take a lot of snaps no matter what, and attrition happens. It's just part of the game. So I look forward to seeing what our defense brings this year. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I think I think linebacker coach is tried and true. We'll see what the difference there is. I think we're deep. We're young, but we are deeper than we've ever been at the same time, especially in the secondary. So we'll see. We'll see. I think if Nico puts up hooker numbers, then we're going to be
We're just fine.
yeah, it's going to be hard to outscore us. But whenever the offense struggles, it's hard to have
Our defense can give up 42 points a game as long as we score 45.
All right, so Spur's going to be in charge of handling the phone calls and text messages.
Why not me?
Because it's on my phone, that's why.
You do good just showing up.
Yep, I know.
You are here. I'm proud of you, Spanky.
I even have
3 weeks in a row.
I got notes.
You took notes.
Yeah, next week
It's
might be
over.
a different story,
You-
everybody. It's
you-
kind of a busy week for me. If you don't know what's going on, you need to find out.
You are coming after this belt tonight, aren't you? You took notes.
Austin says he's seen something today about NCAA rules changing for scholarship players. I believe they're adding more scholarship
They
players.
are. It's 105 scholarships for
It
football
was, what,
now.
85 or 95?
85, 86, I think it was.
No, so they'll
So-
be adding more.
Added 20 scholarships, and that's big for schools like Tennessee. But I think it's going to. I'm afraid it's going to hurt some of the smaller schools.
No, it's going to be even bigger for us because we've got them sanctions for the next 5 years.
Yeah, it's true.
So so really we'll be back to normal in a sense.
Well, essentially, it's going to eliminate the walk-ons as far as non-scholarship players. Everybody on your roster is going to be under scholarship, and they should be. If they're playing college football for the University of Tennessee and putting their bodies on the line, they should be under scholarship.
They should.
I agree. Justin Matthews says, "Love you guys. Go Vols." We love
much
you
money
too,
as we
man.
take
Thank
in.
you. Liz says, "Hello. What's going on, Liz?" And we'll get to TikTok here in a minute. Let's go ahead and dive right into college football playoffs. Let's start at number 1. That way we'll get the obvious ones out of the way. A round table of who we think is gonna make the college football playoff.
Now, mine are in no particular order. I didn't know they were on the top 12. I just know they were on 12 teams. But the first team that I think is for sure going to be in is Georgia. The Bulldogs will keep on with their path. They're just too good at every position to not make the playoffs.
I agree. I've got Georgia as well as my number 1.
I got Texas, my number 1. I hate to say it, but I think this is their year. Their first year in the SEC, kind of got a cakewalk through the SEC. Their hardest matchup could be the SEC championship game, but I just think they prevail, and I'm gonna go with the Longhorns win the SEC championship this year.
Horns down, but they are my number 2.
Horns down. I got Ohio State at number 2.
Yeah,
They don't play anybody, and they're always going to be there. So
I do have Texas at number 2. Just what Spanky said. It's their first year in the SEC, and they kind of been gift wrapped the easiest SEC schedule I've seen in a long time. They will have Georgia in that SEC tournament or championship game, perhaps. So we'll see.
Next, I'm gonna go with the Ducks
number 2.
of Oregon, number 2.
Okay.
Winning the Big Ten, I think. Dan Lanning, first year in the Big Ten, and it's crazy, 2 first-year teams win the conference.
Turn
championship.
Spanky back up.
Turn him back up
Yeah.
and Spanky low.
Spanky is low.
Look, can no one hear me?
No one can hear you.
Hello.
We just turned him down.
Yeah, we turned him down because everybody said he was too loud. Now he's too quiet.
Can you
so-
hear me? Hello, everybody. You hear me?
Probably Edith wanting to hear that voice,
no.
baby. All right, so I'm gonna go.
Go on. I'll explain in a minute.
Hit your number 3.
Who, me?
No, I'm waiting on Spur.
Well, my number 3 was Ohio State. I think they're going to win the Big Ten. They're loaded again. I can't stand them, but it is what it is. Ohio State's going to be in.
I've got Ole Miss at number 3. I'm big on. I'm usually not big on Kiffin. But for some reason he's hit the portal extremely hard, and I think they're going to be really, really good.
Okay, so I noticed you guys are not. I'm putting it in playoff order.
Okay.
I'm having all the champions.
Okay.
In the first 4 because that's how
That's how it's going to be.
it's going to be. So now I think some of these bottom half teams are going to be better than these champions, but I'm just putting it how it is. Big 12, I'm going to go with Oklahoma State. I think they got a solid run game this year. They're going to have a really good run game, and I think they're going to come out of the Big 12 beating Kansas State in the Big 12 championship game.
Neither one of you two is going to like what I have at number 4. I have Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. An independent selection. They play a really easy schedule. They open with Texas A&M. They play Florida State and USC. Otherwise, it's cakewalk, and they're media darlings. So
Now you said yours is not in order, right?
they're not in order.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, because I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but Notre Dame cannot be a
in the top four.
top 4 because they don't have a conference.
Well, that's what they get. That's what they get. Getting a dang conference.
So my number 4, I've got Oregon. I think Oregon's going to be pretty solid.
Like I was saying with Oregon, when we had the microphone troubles, Dan Lanning, he's a former SEC coach. And something about the Big Ten now, Big Ten's going to be physical football. Not SEC physical football, but Dan Lanning knows how to coach physical football team. I think he's going to turn Oregon around. I think, to me, national championship game this year, you can call me crazy, it's going to be Texas versus Oregon. That's just going to be my thing on it.
I could see it. I got Oregon as my number 5, so we're kind of right there with y'all.
Okay, my next pick, I'm going to go with Florida State. Seminoles. I think they're going to win the ACC. even though they lost a bunch last year, and we can say what they want, if they got gypped or not, all that stuff. But they hit the transfer portal really hard this offseason with the new quarterback, DJ Ubalangale, whatever. I think
Ukulele?
I think they're going to do it.
What number are we on, Luke?
5.
And my 5 was Oregon. I just said a minute ago, for the same reasons you all said, they're going to be really good this year.
Okay. I'm going to give number 1 Vols fan a big shout out real quick on TikTok for all of the gifts. We appreciate that extremely,
Thank you very
extremely much. Spanky's got crowns on him and roses on him and eating corn and all kinds of stuff. So we appreciate that
Keep them coming.
very, very much. My number 5, I've got Utah.
Okay.
I think.
I like it.
Yeah, I think they're due. I think they're due. Spanky.
I'm going to go with, okay, now this is getting out of the conference championship games. I'm going to go with Georgia right here. I think they're going to finish runner-up in the SEC championship game.
Who's number 6, Spur?
Number 6, I got Ole Miss. They don't play Bama, Tennessee, or Texas, and they get Georgia at home this year. So just their schedule alone, I think Ole Miss is going to get into the playoffs.
I agree. My number 6, I've got Texas. I don't want them there, but they honestly got a really easy ride, especially compared to Oklahoma. I hate it too. I wish Oklahoma and Texas had to switch schedules because I would much rather have Oklahoma there than Texas. But I think Texas will be in.
I don't know. It'd be more fun if Texas loses about 4 games.
Oh, yeah.
I would love it, but
And they could.
their schedule's easy.
Schedule's easy.
It's easy.
The media had to make somebody someone hated coming in. Texas just fell victim to it. Next, I'm going to go with another SEC team. You're going to notice on my list I got quite a few SEC teams because that's just how I think it needs to be. I'm going to go with Ole Miss at number 6.
We're the same there.
On TikTok, Big Dub Official says Texas and Oklahoma finished 1 and 2 and put. I guess the SEC is what he meant to say, to shame. No, Oklahoma's going to go about 6 and 6 with their schedule. You've obviously not looked at their schedule if you think that that they're going to be good whatsoever.
If Oklahoma and Texas go 1 and 2, we'll eat crow right here. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, let's hit some comments real quick. Marty Allen Cox says, "Go Vols." Trevor Marshall says, "If we can beat Oklahoma at home, we have a great chance for an amazing season." I agree. I think that is kind of the turning point. I think NC State is super, super important.
NC State's very important.
Important too. Edith says, the mighty fighting uteruses are going to be a huge disappointment.
Right.
I hope Edith is right. That's on Facebook. We're on number 7, I believe. I've got Michigan. I think Michigan, new coach. They lost a lot of talent, but I think their offensive line is going to be really good. Running backs back. I think they're going to be all right.
I've got Tennessee at number 7. Why not? Tennessee has a solid schedule, a lot of positivity surrounding the program, and a roster full of talent. I'm kind of hoping for a first-round home playoff game. That'd be incredible at Neyland Stadium.
Oh, I would go crazy. I would go crazy.
We'd go broke and crazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, whatever it took.
Whatever.
Mortgage, whatever.
Yeah.
Number 7, I hate to do it because I hate them, but I'm going to go with Ohio State. I think they'll finish the runner-up in the Big Ten. I don't know. I just think Michigan's going to go down this year. And they're going to have a down year. But I'm going to go with Ohio State, number 7.
8.
8, I got Florida State, and I got them in as ACC champion. So I know technically they'd be in the top 4. They unfortunately lost their quarterback late last season, but I think the ACC is going to be pretty weak this year. I think they'll be there at the end.
I've got Penn State at number 8.
All right.
I've got Penn State number 8. Let's hit your number 8, Spanky. We're going to hit the comments again because they're flowing in quick, especially on TikTok.
Okay. I'm going to go with my number 8 is going to be Tennessee. Right. I think we get that last spot to hold a home playoff game.
That'd be so awesome.
Tennessee's going to do it.
Let's see. There's a lot of comments coming on TikTok, so it's kind of hard to keep up with.
Well, we appreciate everybody on TikTok tuning in.
Big Dub says Oklahoma beat Texas last year. Yeah, that's true, but I'm telling you, man, Oklahoma, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle bad. Justin, did not get my haircut. I got one Justin on TikTok and one Justin on Facebook asking about my hair. So no,
you need it.
It's put up.
It's there.
Luke's a hard-working man. He's been out slaving around on a lawnmower most of the day, I believe.
Yeah. Scooter says Michigan won't be the same team on TikTok.
I think they will.
They won't be the same team, but I think they'll still get there just based off what they've got in the conference. My opinion. Big Dub says Miami 16-0 national champions and ACC champions.
Nah.
Not happening. Not
Not
happening.
happening.
I would pull for y'all over Florida State though.
Anytime.
Number one Vols fan says he's going to Chattanooga versus Tennessee game on August 31st. We will be there too. Come find us and say hello. We'll be there tailgating.
Yep. Check us out at the Hoskins tailgate or somewhere around G10 while it still exists, and we'll have a good time.
All right, let's hit your number 9, Spur.
Number 9, I got Utah, and again, this is going to be a top 4 team because I got them as the Big 12 champion.
I've got Notre Dame at number 9.
All right, you have them in the same reason I do. Then
Yeah, they're gonna be there. They're
they're going to be there.
it's easy road,
Hate it.
and they're gonna be there.
They're going to get embarrassed in the first round.
Yeah, more than likely.
My number 9, Penn State. I can't talk. I'm telling you, Spur.
You're belching over here. I
I'm
tell you,
telling I'm terrible. I think we had some chicken tenders earlier today.
we're sitting too close to each other for that. I tell you.
I'm telling you, I'm having a hard time. But I'm going to go with Penn State. I think they're going to finish top 3 in the Big Ten. They're going to have a good year this year.
Number 10, Spur.
Number 10, I got my Group of 5 conference champion, Boise State.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Boise State this year. I think they're going to be the best of the rest, so to speak, of these conference champions. And Bluefield, that'd be cool.
My number 10, I've got Tennessee. Tennessee gets in. I think Tennessee can easily go 9-2 and get in. I think it's still possible for them to go 9-3 and get in.
They ain't going to go 9-2 and get in. They might go 10-2 and get in, but they're going to go 9-2 and get in.
I said 3.
He
No,
said 9-2.
Well, anyway.
We got you.
You know what I meant, but they're gonna get in either way. I think if they go 10-2 or 9-3. Number 11 or 10 for you, Spanky.
I'm going to go, hate to do it, but like you guys have said before, I'm going to go Notre Dame with number 10. They got easy schedule. Media loves them. I didn't really want to put them in there at first, but I'm just like, it's just going to happen.
The media love means more than people think too.
Mm-hmm. Number 11, I have Penn State for the same reason we've all talked about. They're going to be solid again this season, and the James Franklin team, he gets ultra conservative when it comes to big games. So that's my one downfall for James Franklin. He always lets go of the gas. I don't know why.
I'll say this: I wish Penn State would host a home playoff game. Could you imagine Happy Valley in a college football playoff?
Could you imagine Tennessee going to Penn State for a playoff game?
Oh my gosh! If
Whatever
we
it
don't
takes.
host one,
Whatever it takes.
If we don't host one, I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's one. Like if we wasn't playing, I would probably just go. I'd be that guy in the crowd with the Tennessee hat on. That
wear checkered overalls to a game that we don't even play in.
Yeah, we're back. He's at the wrong place. Number 11, I'm gonna go Oklahoma State. I think they're always, I don't know. They always do enough to. I don't know. I think they'll be doing enough to be a top 12 team. 11, Spanky.
I'm gonna go with Alabama, number 11.
I don't have them getting in.
I don't know. There's just, to me, it's gonna come down to it. Alabama's gonna get it. They're gonna help them out. They might lose 3 ball games. Alabama's getting in, boys.
Hell, in my number 12, I have Alabama for the exact same reason Spanky said. Their name alone carries them into the playoffs.
I said it earlier. I think they go 8-4 this year, and
They might go 8-4 and still get in the playoffs.
I don't think they're gonna. I think 4 teams max will get in from the SEC, and I don't think they're gonna get in. My number 12 is gonna be Clemson.
All right, they were very close to being my number 12.
Yeah, they're my honorable mention. I'll go ahead and say it. They're my honorable mention. My number 12 is going to be an undefeated team this year. They're going to go undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be that lower group of 5. It's going to be Liberty.
There's a lot of people that thinks Liberty is going to make it. My honorable mention, I guess. Mason asked earlier in the comments who's the sleeper pick for you all. I'm going to give you my honorable mention, which is Appalachian State.
Okay.
I think it's possible.
Well, my honorable mention was Liberty. We just mentioned it, and my other one that's just would be a nightmare. I got Missouri as an honorable mention as one of the other SEC teams. Maybe if it's not Ole Miss, it might be Missouri.
Kansas State's another one to watch, I think.
It is.
Kansas State's another one to watch. Hit the comments real quick, then we're going to hit a quick commercial break. Unless you're on TikTok, then you're going to get the behind the scenes here because you all can't see what's streaming. Trevor says Louisville is a sleeper.
Louisville.
I'd have to dig a little bit more into their schedule. Edith says spank and sniff. Let mama get real with you for a minute. What the Lapers might call an old drunken bar salute with a smoker's cough and 16-inch biceps if you're into that. I got a fridge full of butter that I'd like to grease you up with.
What's going on here?
Spank, you got a fan. Edith, call in sometime. Call our text line number.
Spanky's turning red. Greg says Penn State ain't gonna make it. Not with Ohio State, Washington, UCLA, USC, and Wisconsin on their schedule.
I mean, it is a tough schedule.
That's tough. I mean, but somebody's got to. Somebody's got to. Hit the TikTok real quick. There's too many on TikTok. If I'm missing them, keep commenting, and we'll try to get to them. Scooter says Alabama won't be the same. They'll have a couple losses or more.
Hope you're right, Scooter.
Dawson wants to know thoughts on Tennessee going to Norman this year. I'm excited to see the environment. We'll be there.
Can't wait. We're going.
We'll see. I don't think that they're. I think Josh Heupel. I'm going to quote Tyler Ivins right here. I think he's like in a room right now, like on a movie, just turning the light on and off, and just thinking about Oklahoma and returning there. He's gonna want to make a statement.
I really hope he's not. I hope he's focusing one game at a time. I mean, Chattanooga's our first game, but you know good and well somewhere he's got Oklahoma circled.
Oh, it's definitely been circled. Regardless of what he says, he's fired up about that.
Ain't no way it can't be. There just ain't no way.
LFU says Alabama by double digits in Neyland.
No, not going to happen.
Don't see it at all. But Noah, what are y'all going to do? Like if this new coach goes 9-3, I'll tell you what's going to happen is Alabama's going to lose like 3 games, and what they're going to do is end up firing him in like year 2 because they don't know how to act. And then they're going to be really looking for a coach. But we're going to be right back. Share this out for us if you don't care. We have trivia giveaways. We have start bench cut. Spanky and Spur have some arguing to do.
We do. We're going to argue tonight.
Let's have an awesome show tonight. We'll be right back. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the Vol Daddy. I want to give a big shout out to the Fairview Union. Great musicians, local people. Chad's from my hometown. They were gracious enough to let us use their music for our podcast. Make sure you check them out. They're huge Tennessee fans. You won't be disappointed. Let's hear them play.
Man, you won't believe that roar when the boys find the checkerboard. The big orange is back. It's a fact. Volunteers, where you at? Get loud, staying proud. Send a message to the crowd. Y'all better get used to the fact. The big orange is back on track. Coach Hyper, where you at? Getting it done, having fun. Power team #1. Y'all better get used to the fact. The big orange is back.
I quit singing. We're back.
He loves to sing.
I know.
We're back. Make sure to check us out on all podcast platforms possible if you have missed any of the show or want to re-listen. We have a lot of viewers, but we get a lot of downloads on our audio-only formats. That's probably because we're too ugly for video format, if I was guessing.
Hey, we do have one follow-up question from our last segment.
Okay.
Edith actually asked a legit question. Here's a real question. Do you think an SEC team will have the strength of schedule concerns when getting into the playoffs? If not, what happens when Texas buys a schedule of nothing but bottom feeders? Well, I do believe that they have completely taken out the strength of schedule factor when it determines a playoff ranking. Is that correct? I have read that strength of schedule does not matter whatsoever anymore.
I think it should.
It should, but it is not a factor anymore.
Let's be honest. If it ever did, there would be, Ohio State would never make it.
Well, that's true.
I mean, they even acted like that it did, but it never really did.
I think the days are gone of some of these cross country rivalries. You're not going to see them anymore. You're not going to see the USCs playing the Clemsons and things like that. If it's non-conference games, there's not going to happen.
Yeah, a good example of that too would be the 22 season.
Yeah.
Even though Hooker went down, all that, but our schedule was a lot harder than most teams, but that didn't matter.
Well, UCLA's already come out of a couple of games. They dropped Auburn, they dropped Georgia. It's going to happen across all of college football. I don't like it, but winning a championship is what it is. That'd be a good dual question, Luke. Which would you rather Tennessee do? Play a cupcake non-conference schedule and make it to the playoffs, or play some of the best teams in the country during the season?
Hell, I kind of would like to for 1 year just to not be so stressed out all the
No
time.
doubt.
But, all that brings us to start, bench, cut. No need to explain the rules anymore. You all can figure it out, and the ones that listen to us all the time already know how this works. All right, question 1. Today is National Tequila Day. Start, bench, cut these tequilas. And Spanky, don't worry. I made a list just for you.
I see it.
You're going to go after me and Spur. So, Spur, start, bench, cut these tequilas, Jose Cuervo, 1800, or Patron.
You know, I start the Jose Cuervo. You know, you start the classic. I'm going to bench Patron, even though it's probably the best of the three, and I'm going to cut to 1800. I'm not the biggest tequila guy. You know, I kind of like that Red Bull watermelon flavored with vodka.
You don't need no watermelon and
no,
vodka.
I do not.
No
That's an inside story for anybody not know.
I'm going to start Patron. I'm going to bench Jose, and I'm going to cut 1800. That's my list. All right, Spanky, here's your start, bench, cut list because you are a baby and say you don't drink. The first step is just admitting you have a problem, though. Start, bench, cut these juice boxes: Kool-Aid Jammers, Capri Sun, or Juicy Juice Apple Juice.
There's only one answer to this. You better get it right.
I'm cutting all of them.
Jesus Christ.
I try to do something nice, and he still
You
cuts them
know
all.
me. What do I only drink?
Beer.
Water, everybody. That's the only. Now, if we're going to start bench cut waters, gave me some waters, and I'll do it right here on the spot without even question.
We done that, didn't we, last
I
year?
don't know if we did or not.
Well,
pretty
look here.
sure.
I'm going to start Dasani water. That's the best water
That
out
is the
there.
worst
No, it's
water
not.
out there.
It's
That is the
awful.
best.
It's the worst water in the world.
Then the second one
Tastes
is,
like you're drinking it off metal.
I'd rather drink tap water than
then the
Dasani.
second's probably the Great Value water. That's really good water on a cold day. Then next, I'm going to go with McDonald's water. Very good.
That is straight tap water.
Very
It
refreshing.
is. Edith says tequila makes her clothes fall off, Spanky cheeks.
And tequila makes her clothes fall on.
Don't start. You're going to get her riled up. Number 2, start, bench, cut these comedy football movies: Varsity Blues, The Waterboy, The Replacements.
Okay, hear me out here. Okay,
Well, let's hear you.
hear me out. I will say this, and y'all might hurt me for this. I have never seen Varsity Blues before.
Really?
Never have. Never had. And I will one day. So that's going to have to be a cut for me. I'm sorry. Number 1 is The Waterboy. It's an all-time classic. Mama said, yeah. Or the Whiskey Ogle. We got to run the beer out with a Bible. But, and then next I'm going to go with The Replacements. An all-time classic. That is, it's Ryrie. Love that movie.
The water sucks. Gatorade's better.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
The water sucks.
I'm
It really, really sucks.
I'm starting the Waterboy. I love the Waterboy, and I'm gonna bench the Replacements. I'm gonna cut Varsity Blues, but Varsity Blues is very funny.
One of our questions at work to log into our computers is, who's your favorite actor? My favorite actor is Adam Sandler. So I'm starting the Waterboy. It's one of my all-time favorite sports movies. I'm going to bench Varsity Blues, and I'm cutting The Replacements.
I like it. Let's hit the comment box real quick. Robbie says, anybody ever call into Vol calls? No, but I do listen most of the time.
I've been to Vol calls a time or two.
Yeah, I've been there. Calhoun's on the River. Coach Ryan Jackson says Varsity Blues is not a comedy movie. I think it's pretty funny. Timothy says Waterboy, Varsity Blues, The Replacements. Edith says, just call me Daddy, Spanksies, because you're making me Randy.
Oh, dear gosh.
Mason says, Dasani tastes like TVA on TikTok. We appreciate y'all on TikTok. Almost 3,000 likes on there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Big Dub on TikTok says, Texas and Oklahoma will show the SEC that it's not the toughest conference. We'll see.
Who said that?
Big Dub.
Well, Big Dub, you big dumb. That's what you are. You ain't no big dub. You big dumb.
Justin Hobbs says, how we feeling about Sanders? Vol lock, or is he headed to Columbus? According to Austin Price, he thinks we are in good shape.
I think we're in
him.
good shape with him, and it'd be a huge pickup.
We
too.
do get the last visit, so that's big too. I think he's going to Nebraska and then coming to Tennessee is his last visit. And he's actually, I know he's committing next month, so Won't be long. Number 3, Start Bench Cut. These Morgan Wallen songs. Last Night, 865, or Talking Tennessee.
Okay, I will say this. I do like your selections here.
I do too.
But I'll just tell you, everyone's got their own personal opinions. 2 of them are not even in my top 10 Morgan Wallen songs. I'll just go ahead and say that right now. Hate to be that way, but I just had to say it. I'm gonna go number 1. Last night we let the liquor talk.
All right, stop
Last
now.
night, number 1.
I let the Desani talk.
Yeah, that's right. And then number 2 is Talking Tennessee. I think he's gonna sing this in Neyland.
Well,
and all
yeah.
the women, it's gonna be the rock and roll pop. It's like when Ricky and Robert walked there, everybody's gonna be like, ah! And then next is gonna be 865.
You got the right order, Spanky. Last Night, basically, the biggest reasons because Sawyer loves it, favorite song. And then Talking Tennessee, then 865 for me.
That's the right order with me too. I started last night.
talking.
I binge Talking Tennessee and I cut in 865. There is a cut to be had.
Which Tennessee rivalry means the most to you personally? Florida, Alabama, or Georgia?
The definition of a rival is someone you hate with all your heart, and someone who you can't stand, and someone that you love to see not succeed. Number 1 for me is going to be the University of Alabama. After driving down there, they were nice people. But ever since that day down there in Tuscaloosa, with them cigars just burning my eyeballs, burning my nose hole, I hate them Tide. And we don't give a piss about the Tide. Number 2 is Georgia. Why you got to bark at people? Like, I don't understand it. You really did not become relevant until Kirby Smart got there. You was respectable when Mark Richt was there. No one actually hated you when Mark Richt was there because everybody liked Mark Richt.
Oh, I would like pull for Georgia.
Yeah.
Unless we was playing them. But
Georgia didn't bother nobody.
I mean, I'm serious. If any of y'all ever go to Athens, you will see like 60-something-year-old men down there with their friends, with dog collars on, crawling on the ground with their friends, like holding them back with a leash. Like, I promise, it's the weirdest. It's the weirdest damn place.
No
ever.
better birthday present because on November the 16th, Tennessee going down there to Athens and win. I couldn't think of a better way to have a birthday. And number 2. Number 3, my bad. I'm sorry. I got so fired up I forgot. I'm going to go with Florida. We all know why.
Just stop right there.
I'm just not
just
even
stop right
gonna
there.
talk.
The start for me is a dadgum Florida Gators. I can't stand them. I can't stand anything about the University of Florida. I can't believe I'm friends with anybody that ever cheered for the University of Florida. Ever.
With me at one point.
I can't believe you cheered for Florida.
Don't
you know how
blame me for my
ridiculous that
past
is.
sins and
What-
transgressions.
What part of Florida are you from anyway?
See, look, I've come to realize that, and I'm sorry.
Spanky over here being a former Florida fan, finally come to light. I don't know what.
I have a tendency to trade my blue in for orange, and I've made good decisions
But
so
I can't
far.
stand the University of Florida. I hate the Gators. I will never cheer for Florida. I don't care who they're playing. They're playing Ohio State. I'm cheering for Ohio State. That's hard for me to say. I'm going to bench the University of Alabama, and it's very, very close between them and Florida. And in 22, when we beat them at Neyland Stadium, I realized that's probably still a bigger rivalry to most fans, and that was an incredible moment, one I'll never forget. And I'm going to cut Georgia, even though I hate them too. I've said it on this show last week. If you're going to date this guy, you can't be a Florida or Alabama fan, period.
Put them in their place, baby.
He did. I've said sorry before. I don't know how many more times I can apologize to everybody. I can only move forward. Can't go backwards.
Edith says
Once you're a Gator, you can never come back.
Well, I did, Daddy.
Edith says she roots for the Hurricane every year.
I just got that one.
I like it, Edith.
Spanky got drawn into Florida because of the shape.
We're getting deep in here now.
We are
Balls
getting deep. Tyler Johnson says the Tony V Tat. Yeah, baby. It looks good.
It does.
Got another one actually scheduled too.
We're going to talk.
What's up? DJ Fulbright. What's up, man? He says go Dogs. Let's see. Danny says good evening, Vol fans. Brandon says tell Big Dub that there's a reason the hurry up offense is a thing. Sorry, these comments are funny. Spanky has been baptized in the Tennessee River. Yes,
Yes.
I still take credit for that. All right, I'm gonna personally, man, if we could do this over like the 3-year period, Georgia would be my start because I can't stand
I
them.
get it.
But as a whole, I'm gonna start Alabama, and I'm gonna bench Florida, and I'm gonna cut Georgia. That's just lifetime rivalry. But recently, man, it would be start Georgia, bench Florida, and cut Alabama. Recently, but anyway, number 5, start, bench, cut these other SEC football stadiums: Missouri, South Carolina, or Kentucky.
Well, you pick some doozies there. That's some winners.
Well, you got to put them in the tier.
I know.
You guys have been to the other two. I don't know from experience, but I'm gonna go with South Carolina because I will admit it when they do the sandstorm thing, whatever, the waving their towels. I'm not saying it's cool, but it's better than what the other two do. Kentucky, they get excited about a first down. It's first down, Kentucky. It's like, well, won't you celebrate the touchdown?
What was it they say? Now, they say it's a Kroger first down, don't they?
That's a Kroger first down for Kentucky.
There was a bunch of people holding their Kroger cards up in the air.
Oh man, that's like holding your EBT card up in the air on the first of the month.
Maybe that's what it is in Kentucky.
It's like it's payday, everybody. The first of the month has came. Then next, Missouri. The only thing I can think of in Missouri is, like y'all said, the hospitality, and they got rocks.
I'm going to talk about Missouri here in just a second, so just get ready
That's
for
all
that.
I got right there.
So, golly, this is tough. I've only been in one of these 3 stadiums. I've not been to
I thought you went
Kentucky.
to the other two.
I wasn't able to go to Kentucky, but I'm going to start. I like South Carolina fans, I guess, get most into the game. They're the most traditional of the 3, so I'm going to start them as having a better atmosphere overall.
Beamer gets them fired up.
Beamer gets them fired up. I'm
wrong
going
reasons.
I'm going to bench Kentucky, and it's very close. They checkered their daggum end zones to make them look more like Tennessee, and it's just ridiculous. And I used to want to make.
Sorry, go ahead.
Used to want to make fun of being Kroger Field, but now we had the Food City Center, so I can't really say much anymore about that. But
We better not mess with Neyland.
we better not mess with Neyland. But that
By the
gets
way,
us
Kentucky, they call their K the Power K now.
power. Yeah, that Power K. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Special K is more like it.
Okay, they got it at the Kmart. Huh,
The
you
K
know?
more. Yeah. Then that gets us
I'm writing
to
that down. I'm about to make that a meme right now.
Special K?
Yeah.
that gets us to Missouri, and as nice as those people were there at Missouri, that place is a glorified high school stadium. I remember Missouri coming out for their game, and it was their biggest game of the year at home. They come running out on the field, and everybody's clapping their hands and then singing whatever they were singing. And I just look over at Luke, and Luke looked at me, and I was laughing. Mm-hmm. And he said, "What are you laughing about?" I said, I could hear a pin drop in here. It was silent.
Awful. It was horrible.
And the guy sitting next to me was a Missouri fan. He said, "This is as loud as I've ever heard this place." I'm like, "Dude, you've not heard nothing." I was like, "I can stand here and have a conversation with you." And even I can't hear myself think.
When me and Spanky went to Alabama, it was not loud until the fourth quarter.
No, till it got, and then that wasn't even terribly loud.
I mean, I was all over them. This
Yeah.
this is pathetic. Like it's literally just a bunch of these rich like
Their band even
donors
sucked.
and stuff just sitting there. It's awful.
Like
it's horrible.
honestly, they had out the Pride of the Southland come out, have like a band competition. Tennessee blew them out of the water.
And they do
it
his
horrible.
MIZZOU. They can't even spell their state right. Too lazy to spell the whole thing out.
God, yeah. Where does the Z come in at? That's what I'm
know.
trying to figure out.
They want to be the Miz, I guess. I don't know.
It's like the Hardy Boys spelling it with a Z.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start South Carolina. I'm gonna bench Kentucky. I'm gonna cut Missouri.
I will say, concession prices at Missouri was good.
Oh, really?
Yes, they were. They were.
Really? Was it cheaper?
Here
was
we go.
very cheap.
Spanking. What was the hot dog
was.
texture like?
Was it a beef or
what brand of ketchup did they use?
They even had Dasani water.
Oh shit! Oh, sorry,
whoops.
can't say it. Sorry, bro.
All right, let's hit some comments here. James Fair says Ole Miss chants are the worst. I've never been to Ole Miss, but
Never
that's
am.
that's
I
on
know
the
the
bucket
hotty
list.
toddy gosh almighty, who are we? Flip flam them then I damn.
Yeah, I don't. I've heard the first part of that. I didn't know that you knew the whole thing.
I barely do. I just started mumbling right there.
Let's see. James says he liked the Special K comment. That's great. Yeah, I'm making that a meme. Let's see. Edith says Kentucky's PA system would rival any middle school intercom I've ever heard. Yeah, it was.
I bet
It was rough.
spur of the moment PA system's better than Missouri's. Ain't that right?
The Spur Moments PA system is better than Missouri's.
Yeah, Tommy wants to know what kind of ketchup that they had there, Spurred. So you can let Spanky in on this.
That's Heinz 57.
DJ
stuff.
Fulbright on TikTok says y'all are my favorite podcast. That's coming from a dog, so we appreciate that very much, DJ. We've had some good comments. That last show we had a bunch of people chiming in.
You know, we're just three diehard true Tennessee Vols fans that get on here and we do our research. We love our Vols. We love talking about them, and we want to bring some good information and some entertainment to you all. So thank you for your support.
Yeah, Palmas, whatever, Stockles or whatever on TikTok says we can't even hold the phone right. We are limited because they won't let us stream. So, yeah, we're doing the best we can, but we appreciate
Don't
your
you hush your
concern.
mouth up there.
We appreciate your concern.
We
and,
know we're sideways or upside down.
And based off your 3 followers, you should be copying what we're doing.
Yeah.
Let's see. RVNTD says the stupid roaster crowing all the time is ridiculous.
RVD.
That's what I was thinking too whenever it said that. Tommy Lee Francis says Justin Spurlin is the man.
That's one vote.
Yeah, stick around for the duel, Tommy.
That ain't a vote.
I think you're gonna like the arguing that's gonna go on. All right, let's get into some Tennessee football recruiting. Currently, well, the last time I checked, this thing was all over the place. But Tennessee is 10th nationally according to 247 Sports and 12th according to On3. It seems Tennessee can't stay in the top on the On3 circuit. Rivals has Tennessee at 11. Tennessee isn't done yet, far from it, but let's go over where we are currently. Tennessee is 6th in the SEC, which that's kind of, you're in the top 10 or whatever, but you look at that and you're 6th in the SEC, so that's kind of hard to swallow. But the SEC obviously owns the recruiting rankings per usual. Tennessee has 18 commits as we speak, depending on which recruiting service that you prefer. Tennessee has 10 4-stars and 8 3-stars on average.
Yeah, and there's more on the way as well. I mentioned it earlier in the show, but we need to talk again about the scholarship numbers going up. 105 scholarships now for each football team, so that's going to be big for Tennessee in recruiting as well. We may take some more 3-stars.
Yeah, I think so. We're going to hit that 1 second. We weren't laughing at you, Spur.
Yeah.
Edith says, is Spanky wearing his cup size on his shirt and hat? That's on Facebook, TikTok. We got some people asking what we're laughing at. That's what we're laughing at, Edith, on Facebook. We're on multiple platforms, so it's hard for us to keep up. We're doing the best we can.
Edith fits her own personality on our show, so.
Yeah, it's Tennessee is still at 12. They've got George McIntyre, a 4-star quarterback, number 1 player in the state, a top 5 quarterback in the nation.
He was at the Tennessee-Alabama basketball game last year.
Yeah, you've got
He's a heck of a basketball player. He's had several basketball offers as well. So,
Well, maybe Tennessee needs offering too.
no, it bodes well. It means you're getting a true athlete.
Douglas Utu, another 4-star. He's number 3 in his position. And we're talking about offensive lineman there. Marion Dye, a 4-star defensive end.
Position of need.
Number 1 in his state. Another top 5 defensive end. Then you got Travis Smith, top 10 wide receiver in the country, 4-star. You got Ethan Utley, defensive lineman, another one that's top 10. And then you've got Jaden Lofton, another 4-star, top 20 prospect, another edge rusher. Oh, they're racking up on the edge rushers. Rodarius Jackson, 4-star receiver out of Memphis. He's a top 15 wide receiver in the country. You got Christian Gass, which just recently committed.
Mm-hmm.
Top 10 linebacker in the country, another 4-star.
You know what it tells me, Luke? They want to have an aggressive style defense.
Yeah, it does, and I like the interior offensive lineman they're bringing in too. But you got another 4-star Nick Moore, interior offensive lineman. Jack Van Dorslier, tight end, another 4-star. So I ain't gonna go through all these and bore you all. I know y'all don't want to hear them. But one thing I do want to talk about, is in your opinion, where does Tennessee need to be on national or early signing day? Where do we need to finish to start being able to compete with these blue chip programs?
I had to be top 5, man.
I want to say Tennessee's got to stay in the top 10 to 12. It's hard to tell what these recruits are going to look like once the lights are on, but we can't do it with a subpar class. A top 30 class wouldn't be good enough. We got to be in that top 10 or 12. And the transfer portal is such a big deal now too, outside of high school recruiting. So
It's hard to high school recruits. Like, people can say what they want. Transfer portal, NIL, all this stuff. It's hurt high school player kids, because why would a college coach want to take a high school kid with no experience when they can go in that portal and get somebody who's had experience? Honestly, I know it's helped some programs win now, but I'll just be honest. I think it's hurting college football. It's hurting high school kids as well, and I think something needs to be done about it.
well, I think part of this new expansion to scholarship numbers may alleviate just a little bit of that.
I think you should only take so many transfer portals, and I think you should take more high school kids. I just think that's because, look, you're developing your future right there. Because that transfer portal guy, he might be with you 1 year, when that high school kid might be with you 4 years. And like that's just my beef with it. Like,
It's
and it's
free
good-
agency now.
And it's good, like having a okay class, top 5 class. But we've seen instances like, hate to say it, brick by brick. How many top 5 recruiting classes did Butch Jones have? Look what happened to them. Sometimes coaches can have subpar recruiting classes and then have good success on the field. It's all about developing the players at the end of the day.
Especially when you got somebody like Rodney Gardner. Like, I don't care if he
Absolutely.
signs somebody that's we'll go with the longest yard movie, half a star. Like, I don't care, because if Rodney Gardner wants him, then I don't care what the star
Hey, as long as they got 5-star hearts, man. That's all
yeah.
I really care.
don't God, why you have to go there?
You had to build that brick by brick.
Yeah. Mason says we need to be top 3. Barrett says we stay top 8. We keep things moving forward. Randy takes the words right out of my mouth. He says sometimes the difference between the 1st and the 10th is only a couple players. Yeah, once you hit once you hit about once you hit about the 8th or the 10th spot, in my opinion, the difference is so little. Like, I mean, we're talking.
It's like one.
Yeah,
That's literally my next note I was about to say.
So as long as you're just there, like you're good. But I think top 10 or around 8, I think.
And so many people look so much into this recruiting rankings. It's like that makes or break a job. Like I hate to say this because I'm on the Tennessee podcast now. Let's be honest here. That's one of the reasons why Dan Mullen got fired at Florida, was because he wasn't. They didn't think he had a good enough recruiting there, but he was producing on field, just wasn't in recruiting.
Yeah. That's enough Florida talk.
I know. I'm sorry. I had to get off of it.
All right. TikTok for some reason has stopped working.
I think TikTok has an hour time limit.
That might be what it is.
So you had to start it again.
But one thing I'm seeing here now, it's kind of discouraging if I'm being honest, is NIL. If you look at the industry rating here, and I'm going to pull it up one more time. If you look at this and the money that's getting distributed, it's kind of, I don't know. To be honest with you, it's kind of discouraging. You've got Alabama; their average NIL is $227,000. And they've got the number 1 recruiting class, and Tennessee is spending $117. So you've got Alabama spending $110,000 more dollars. That's probably pretty.
Haslam's, where you at?
So Oklahoma's at 85, believe it or not, at number 11. We'll just go up the list here. Miami, they're at number 10. They spent 102. Notre Dame's at 118. Texas A&M is 127. Florida State is 142. Clemson is 117. Oregon is 185. Georgia's 167. LSU is up there. They're at 221,000. And Ohio State's 203,000. Believe it or not, Texas is just 125,000.
Well, that old money, they're hogging it.
And I guess truly you really don't know
Where are these numbers coming from? How's it being calculated?
Because you got to think there's a whole lot of under the table.
How much is still in those McDonald's bags, and there's
a bunch of under the table money going on somewhere.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to, I don't know, kind of hard to put into perspective, I guess. But
until we see us losing recruits because of NIL, I wouldn't be too concerned about it because right now we're still bringing them in.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Trying to get the TikTok feed back up. Not sure. The phone's just not working. I don't know if it got too hot and shut off or what, but it's just not working. It's weird. All right. So does Tennessee finish top 5? And you get Sanders, you get the tight end from this weekend. They're talking about flipping another one from Georgia. Do you think Tennessee will finish in the top 5 this year?
I think we finished just outside the top 5, maybe like 8 or 9, but that's still going to be excellent. And just like we mentioned just a few minutes ago, the difference between a number 5 and a number 10 class is so marginal. It's literally a matter of opinion. So we end up with a top 10 class. That's a solid class.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, y'all. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. Maybe I'll be able to get TikTok back. We'll check the phone lines, text messages, all that when we get back as well. We have a trivia question coming up. So if y'all want to try to win a gift card and some baseball, football cards, some decals, that type of stuff, stick around. We're going to discuss the SEC media poll as well. And then, of course, we have the duel. We'll be right back. Sorry about that. We're trying to get it's letting me resume. So we're back. Not sure what happened on TikTok, but
we're here.
But we are back. Over 3,000 likes on TikTok, so we appreciate it. We appreciate the 6 that are still here. We're not sure what happened there, but it just turned us off. All right, so let's get into this preseason media poll that they've put out. We'll start at number 1. This is just for SEC teams. This is their top, where they think that these teams are going to finish at the end of the year. Let's go over the list and just speak up when needed, whatever you want to say. Number 1, Georgia.
Spanky, you're distracted.
Sorry.
Georgia's number 1.
Georgia's number 1.
Until they're not, they are.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want them to be, but it is what it is, and we're not going to sit here and act like that they're not what they are. So, Georgia's number 1.
Yeah, they're number 1 to me. You win the Natty, I think you should start the season undefeated. But wait a minute. They didn't even win.
Just keep going.
I'm sorry, my mind's just everywhere.
Who are you texting?
Randy,
You're distracted.
Randy, are you listening to your son on here right now?
This is president stuff. Everybody wants to blow my phone.
Whoever's
up.
talking to Spanky, leave him alone. He's doing something important.
I know.
Goodness gracious! Now Facebook looks like it's doing something weird. So not sure if that's working or not, but we will keep going.
Island again.
Yeah, I would guarantee it's probably Highland, but we're gonna keep going though. For audio purposes, we don't
Mine's
want
working fine on
Okay,
Facebook.
well, good deal. We're gonna keep going for audio purposes. We don't want to mess that up. Number 2, they've got Texas.
Yeah.
Texas' schedule puts them at number 2. They just don't play a tough SEC schedule, so they can lose 2 games fairly easily and still be number 2.
Call me crazy here, but I just don't like this at all. You're ranking teams in the SEC about what they could do this year, what they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, how I feel, 15, 16 should be Oklahoma and Texas. Because what have they done in the SEC so far?
Well,
I'm just saying, are we being honest here, everybody? What have they done? They ain't done nothing yet. They ain't done nothing.
Two, I've got Texas. They've got Texas, and I just really wish they had Oklahoma schedule.
I do too.
I do. I really bad. It's just a super easy welcome to the SEC schedule.
Mm-hmm.
God, I wish they had Oklahoma schedule, and that's just a fan base type thing for me. Any issue with Texas at 2?
Well, you got mine, but
Other
just
than
whatever.
that-
I understand it, but I had to rant about something.
Number 3, they've got Alabama.
It's too high.
I agree. I
high.
personally don't buy the Alabama hype. Their roster's great. Obviously,
One of the best quarterbacks in the SEC.
yeah, their roster's great, but I just don't buy their hype.
Well, they're learning a complete new system, both offensive and defensively. So that's going to take some time. I think they have some challenges early, and I like Alabama to lose 3 to 4 games this year.
All right, so in all honesty, everybody knows now that Nick Saban's still got like a job, like a role there. Do you think that's going to cause problems?
I think it could.
It had.
Remember when Fulmer was just the athletic director, but he was at practices.
He was coaching the linemen one day. I saw it.
Yeah,
just
he was
the
in the
athletic
locker
director.
room. I don't think it could be good. Not when you got DeBoer wanting to do his own thing.
Right.
Because look, it's one of them things of, and I'm not comparing this to Little League ball, but whenever you're coaching a kid and he keeps turning around looking at his dad on the fence,
Yep.
it's kind of hard to coach that kid. Let's just say them players, DeBoer's preaching a different message. How many of them are going to turn around and look at Nick?
And who's to say Alabama? Let's just say Alabama goes 9-3 this year, and Nick Saban suddenly gets itched to coach again.
I mean,
I mean, are you going to tell Nick Saban no?
that's what I'm saying. Like I
Nick
think
Saban won my job at E2 Sports. I'd give it to him.
I really don't think that I don't think that he can be there and not want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Golly, this TikTok thing's killing me. It's making me verify stuff and everything as we're going live. All right, number 4, Ole Miss.
I like
agree
Ole
with
Miss
that.
at number 4. They're going to have a solid season. This could be Lane Kiffin's year. It really could be.
I think so. He's dominated the transfer portal, and
Yes.
he brings back a lot of
I'm glad that we don't play them this year. Straight up,
yeah.
I'm glad we don't play Ole Miss.
Number 5, LSU.
Too high, in my opinion.
I don't believe in Brian Kelly.
Nope.
I don't either. I don't disagree like big time like
Jack Henley.
but a lot of questions, man. A lot of questions with LSU and their especially up front. Number 6, Missouri.
I think too high, too. I don't know why everyone – I don't know what the Missouri hype's about.
Missouri was really good last year. And,
That's all it is.
And they bring back quite a bit of what they had last year, but was it a fluke year for Drinkowitz?
I love how Heupel had a year like that, and they just no hype whatsoever the next year, and then they're all over just over Drinkwitz finally having a good year. Finally, they moved him up like way up the coach list. Like they've got Heupel at like 16. I think Drinkwitz is in the top 10. It's ridiculous. So I disagree big time. I think like we just said, the hype after one good season is just insane.
He'll
It's
get
too much.
fired next year.
They'll be ready to fire him after about game 8. Number 7, they have Tennessee.
I think it's a little too low, in my opinion. I think we need to be in the top 5. That's just how I feel, though.
Yeah, I agree. I think Tennessee's still kind of disrespected. Nobody believes in Tennessee's offense yet. I don't know how many times we have to prove them wrong.
My personal opinion, I think Tennessee should be around 5.
I agree.
That's me being unbiased. I think Tennessee should be around 5. Let's hit the comments real quick. Edith said same thing with Texas. I'm not sure what he's. They have to get bailed out in one of their games last year. I guess he's talking about referees or. Randy says Missouri's schedule is a cupcake schedule for as far as the conference schedule. That's the reason they will do good. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I just want to see him drop 3 or 4. He also says you take after your mama a lot, Spanky.
Yeah. My thing with Tennessee is I'm fine with the media
And
giving us.
I think Edith talking about that bailout was that safety non-safety call in the Alabama game with Texas.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Probably exactly what they're talking about. Yeah.
But no, like with Tennessee, like I'm fine with people thinking, hey, they're a young team, they ain't very good. And I like it when people say, hey, that's a young team. You know what that means, Spur? They got about 3 or 4 more years of some butt kickings coming their
And
way.
they overlooking us again.
Number 8, they've got Oklahoma. I personally don't think Oklahoma will finish in the top 10.
No.
I think Oklahoma's got a disaster schedule for the first year in the SEC, and they're in for a rude awakening.
I'd love to see them
Start-
upset
start-
Texas, though.
Starts with that very first SEC game they had.
I'd pull from over Texas. Yes.
Anytime.
Yes. Number 9, Texas A&M.
I think that's kind of too high.
I
for
think it's too high for them too. I think we had them last week. We said they're going to go 7-5, if I remember correct.
I can think of two more teams I'd put over Texas on this list, or Texas A&M.
One of them's next.
I don't
Yeah.
see A&M finish. I mean, they're close. You know, they're probably a game or two back. But number 10, they've got Auburn. I think they do finish in the top 10. I'm not sure where, but I think Auburn's going to have a decent year. I really do.
I do too.
Hugh Freeze will get them back on track.
Yeah, Hugh's a bad person, but he's a good coach.
He's a good coach.
He's like.
You hate him when he's on another team, but you like him on yours.
Yep, exactly. Alexander Ashworth says we're rushing the field again.
No, we are not.
Let's see, TikTok, man, y'all mess everything up. But we got for the ones that are still watching, we appreciate it. Yeah, TikTok's they're hard on us, man. They're hard on us. But we got over 3,000 likes on there until it started cutting us in and out and all that good stuff. But
It's an algorithm.
yeah, well, no, they're making me verify stuff on here, and it's just they just don't like us. They don't like us. Number 11, Kentucky.
I can see Kentucky at about 11.
Yeah.
I think that's about where they need to be.
Yeah, that's probably that's
Middle of the pack, low middle of the pack. Yep.
Yeah, that's where they're going to be. Number 12, they've got Florida.
I think they need
I don't
to
know how they're here with this schedule. I mean, I'm not just hating on them. I really think Florida's going to finish like 14, 15.
I got Florida at 14 in my list.
Yeah, I mean their schedule. Like I said, they're gonna go 3-9 at best.
If they go 6-6, build a statue for Billy Napier.
13.
extension.
Yeah,
13, you got South Carolina.
I think they need to be ranked ahead of Florida.
yeah,
I
they're better than
do
Florida.
too. I do too.
They're not going to be very good though.
No, I think Napier will be. I think Beamer will be fired this year. I think Napier will also be fired this year. 14, Arkansas. Poor Pittman, man.
Poor Sam Pittman. We like him.
And I
but-
love Sam Pittman. Love him to death.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Maybe
they
he'd
should.
come to Tennessee and coach the offensive line or something.
I think you can bump Arkansas above Florida and South Carolina though.
Yeah, I do
So
too.
put them at about 12.
We're making a comeback on TikTok now. We're going back up and hit
Don't
it.
call it a comeback.
They're being hard on us TikTok. Give us some more likes. Well over 3,000 so far. Jimmy says he's a diehard fan from Lubbock, Texas. Go Vols. Yep. Yep. You got about said. That's what I about said was Luke and Bach.
Hey,
And Willie and the boys.
we got a question coming up for you here in a few minutes.
Edith says
Stick
Al
around.
Gore ain't got no rhythm, Spur.
I agree. Agree.
15, Mississippi State. It's probably about right.
About right.
14. And then they got Vanderbilt at 16. I think that's too high.
Too high. Don't,
Disrespecting the Commodore.
don't disrespect Vanderbilt. Put them at 16. Hell, don't even put them on the list.
You know, I would. No, this is just me, and it would be terrible. But could you imagine if one year Vanderbilt just wrecks everybody?
Hey, Vanderbilt was good under James Franklin for a year or two.
SEC, not SEC, NCAA 25. I played them and they was like 9-3 or something. I played them in a bowl game or something. I was like, that's bad.
Hey, I'll tell you this: Vanderbilt, they're starting to figure it out on tickets. They're starting to realize, hey, we got to raise these ticket prices. These away teams. And speaking of NCAA, they want to talk about realism. I have never seen that many fans in Vanderbilt Stadium that are Vanderbilt fans. Come on, step it up. Like, I've never seen that money.
We bought tickets for a Vanderbilt game for $6. $6.
They
Yeah,
almost gave them to you, but they need a little cash.
Coach Ryan Jackson says Spanky reminds him of Cornette when he tries to sing.
I think that's a compliment. You know, I like
Oh, golly.
corny.
Mason says Vandy needs to be moved out of the SEC. They used to have baseball until Tony started bending them over.
Yeah.
No, they don't even have that.
Then they had
no.
that cool basketball floor. Then they changed that up.
All right, let's play the duel. How this works.
Bowling.
Spanky and Spur will battle out over 5 tough questions. This is listener voted. So in the comments, you cast your vote. There's 5 questions. Let us know who you believe is going to win the duel or who's winning the duel.
You want to touch it once? Oh, there you go. Touch
And
it.
I'll take Tally. Spur has been champion for
A long time.
a long time. All of this season and much of last season. All right, question 1. If you could bring back one player on offense and one player on defense for this Tennessee football team within the last 20 years.
For this year's team.
For this year's team, who would they be?
Go ahead, Spanky. I'm going to challenge your answer first.
Am I just going to go
Come
one
on.
at a time?
Come on, make it good. Yeah, do your defensive one first.
My defensive one first, I'm going to go with someone who, when I was a kid, he was one of Tennessee's best linebackers. I'm going to go with A.J. Johnson.
A.J. Johnson.
I think he
A.J.
would
Johnson.
do pretty good
The
with
answer,
his defense.
the answer is easy. Come on, Spanky. The
Derek
answer
Barnett
is
could
easy.
be an honorable
No,
mention.
it's Eric Berry. You bring back Eric Berry, the best safety we've had at Tennessee in the past 25 years. How could you not pick Eric Berry? It's simple. Eric Berry, great leadership on and off the field. Come on, say something bad about Eric Berry.
I can't say nothing bad about Eric Berry, but I want A.J. Johnson back because, look, I
You
think
pick,
he was
you
done
pick
wrong.
A.J. Johnson over Eric Berry.
I'm not saying that.
Well, you just did.
I'm not saying I'd pick him over, but that's who
You
I
just
wanted.
did.
Well, I knew you were going to pick Eric Berry. I had to give you
You didn't
something
know I was
to
going to
argue
pick Eric
with.
Berry.
Yes, I did.
You didn't think about Eric
Yes, I
Berry,
did.
you
I was
dumbass.
sitting here typing thinking, well, I wonder what Spurs going to pick Eric Berry. So
Yeah,
I need
sure.
something to argue with him with.
Yeah, huh? Yeah. I got you on that one. Go ahead, do your offensive one. I bet it's just as bad.
Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara's a good offensive
Because
player.
I think he was done dirty at Tennessee. He could have been used a whole lot better than he should have, and I think Heupel would use him right.
Did you read the question? The question was, who would you use this year on this year's Tennessee team?
Yeah,
and the
and I
answer is
think he'd
simple.
do good.
The answer is simple. We need someone to dominate up front, and it's Darnell Wright. Darnell Wright will dominate that offensive line up front, open up
got Alvin
holes,
Kamara, you can
protect
just
Nico
go.
Iamaleava. And that's who we need up front. We need to short up that offensive line. Darnell Wright would be great on his Tennessee
Look,
team
I
this
can break
year.
it to you. One offensive lineman can't make or break a team. You got to have all five of them.
And guess what? We got 3 or 4. One more would help us a lot. That's who can help us this year right now. We had Darnell Wright on this team. Tennessee's for
Alvin
sure
Kamara
playoff
would
team.
add depth to the running back room. Heck, he'd probably start over Sampson. No offense.
You know, we got Alvin Kamara on the team this year. His name's Boo Carter. Watch out for him.
Jeremiah Crawford said he's bringing Jeremiah Crawford back. I wish, man. I wish.
That'd be awesome. We'd
Yeah.
love to have him.
Yeah, Jeremiah's with the Panthers now. He's gonna make some noise. I'm excited to see, man. Thanks for stopping in and commenting.
A.J. Johnson.
We're gonna
over
miss
Eric
you.
Berry.
We're gonna miss you. All right, question number. Edith says, "Who do we vote for to make them both lose?"
Edith, come join our show sometime.
All right, question 2. The SEC will refer to Tennessee as UT and Texas as Tex. Explain and give your best reasonings to these Texans why Tennessee is the real UT.
It's
See,
simple.
we're going to agree on this question,
It
unfortunately.
is plain and simple. And I'll give you the facts. Tennessee, founded in 1794.
That's correct.
University of Texas, founded in 1883. My math is not the best, but I can tell you this.
said that.
1794 is before 1883. So Tennessee was first. And
I'm
let's
proud of
be
you.
honest here. Let's
Proud of
be
you,
honest
Spanky.
here. The state of Tennessee was founded by the
Spit it out.
in 1796.
All right.
That was 2 years after the university was founded. And the state of Texas, 1845. So not only have we been a university longer than Texas, we've been a state longer than Texas. And without us,
Hey, listen.
they would be Mexico.
First of all, it's about daggum time Texas decides to come play big boy football in the SEC. They've been playing second fiddle in some other conference for a long time. You know, and I've never heard Texas being called the University of Texas. Have you ever heard them called the
No.
University of Texas? No.
I just heard them called Texas.
Texas. Well, I've certainly heard the University of Tennessee.
Texas.
You know, if any team has claim to UT, it's Utah. That's their actual state
Yeah,
acronym.
yeah.
You know, they could have a legit argument. I
Yeah.
couldn't argue with Utah so
we
much
could
wanting to
be
claim
T.
UT.
We could just be
Did
T.
you know the most famous Texan of all time, Sam Houston, was actually born in Virginia? Hell, they even had their own state.
Oh my gosh.
You know, if it wasn't for Tennessee, Texas would still be Mexis.
Yes.
Because they belong to Mexico still. So we are the real UT, the University of Tennessee.
Y'all are tied so far. It just says it's Al Wilson. That's the only answer. We said 20 years. So
Yeah, 20 years.
that's the reason probably Al wasn't picked.
You know, I will say, I wouldn't mind to make this part of a rivalry.
No, I
The
would
battle,
too.
the battle for UT.
would
We play
too.
Texas in any sport, whether it be basketball, baseball, football. Whoever wins that game gets the claim to be UT for that period of time.
I agree.
Tyler on TikTok says Crawford was the best throwing up moment ever. Yes, 100%. It'll never leave my mind ever. All right, question 3. With all the presidential drama going on right now, which Tennessean would make the best president?
The answer's simple. It's Glenn Jacobs.
No, that's
It's
my
Glenn
second.
Jacobs.
That's my
Glenn
second.
Jacobs.
He's my second. Go
Glenn
ahead.
Jacobs. He's a mayor of Knoxville. I know him personally. He has the knowledge, the capacity, and the ability to lead. He knows government. He knows politics. He's already in politics. He'd make an excellent president. Plus, he's 6'10" and 320 pounds and will choke slam the heck out of somebody.
I'm going to go with a man that knows how to turn not only a program around, but a country around. This man reshaped Tennessee athletics for the better, got us out of the drought we needed. I'm going with Danny freaking White as the next president of the United States.
You know, I hate to say it. Is Danny White actually from Tennessee?
It don't matter. He's one of us now.
He's one of us now. I agree with that.
He's one of us now.
I do
If
agree
any
with
man
that.
can bring together the University of Tennessee in their darkest day and their
But Glenn
darkest
Jacobs,
time,
Glenn Jacobs is our next governor, and I'll tell
I
you
will
what.
agree with that.
Glenn Jacobs will make a hell of a president in about 12 years.
I agree with that. But I'm going to go with Danny White here because if he can bring together the University of Tennessee, he can bring together America.
Choke slam you right here.
Swizzy says if Spanky ran for president, he's got my vote.
I'm already the president.
Crooked Boomerang says Dolly, end of story. That's who I thought one of you all would pick was Dolly. Edith says, what was the question? The question was, with all the presidential drama going on right now, which Tennessean would make the best president? Mason Breeden says, Coach Fulmer for president.
How do you not know who Danny White is, Ryan?
Coach Ryan Jackson says he's voting for Spur because he don't even know who Danny White is.
What?
Ryan. Well, Ron, put down the bottle tonight, man. I'll tell you. Danny White's our athletic director, brother. I know you know who Danny White is.
Oh, man.
We got a recruiting question.
That shouldn't even count.
Yeah, that Ryan, come on now.
Andrew says you guys
Yeah,
think
yeah,
David Sanders is a lock. Yes, I
Ryan
do.
had a
I
moment
do.
there.
All right, let's hit question number.
Spanky, I need some Dasani after that.
Yeah.
I need some question number 4. Let us know in the comments who's winning the duel, and they'll get the belt. Spur is the reigning champion. Which SEC coach's seat is the hottest right now?
No question.
We're going to agree
right
with
now.
this one. We're going to agree.
We'll say it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Billy Napier.
That's it right there.
Okay.
It's the hottest.
It's
It
as
is
hot as
on
it's ever gonna
fire. There is a fire.
I tell you what, Billy Napier's fired after the game in Neyland Stadium this year.
We got some Billy Napier comments already and some Sunbelt Billy comments on TikTok coming in for
But
Billy.
second, it's Shane Beamer down at South Carolina. He's not going to survive the year either.
My
We just
second,
talked about it a
Sam
few minutes
Pittman,
ago.
and I hate it. But
I don't
Sam
think it's Sam Pittman. I think Sam Pittman survives one more year, but Billy Napier's not making it out this season.
Alexander in the comment says Pittman is his. So
Hey, watch
Pittman,
out for him.
Pittman's a good one.
Hey, Pippen's new OC, the former motorcycle man. He could swoop in there.
Tennessee's going to beat Florida by 28 points in Week 5, and Billy Napier's not going to get on the plane back to Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
He's going to be 3-9 if he makes it the full season.
Yeah.
If he makes it the full season. JT says from a Gator fan, absolutely right. That's on TikTok. We
He's
appreciate
so
all the love on TikTok.
Even
Almost
Florida fans
4,000
listening to
likes
us.
on there now. We know we're sideways, but we do what we have to do for the way TikTok treats us. So, all right, question 5: who is the biggest villain in WWE history?
Not even a question. I'm going to go Vince McMahon. He's the one that everybody can relate to hating. It's your boss. Everybody hates your boss. Everybody wanted to do to your boss as Stone Cold did Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon always got the upper hand till the rattlesnake came along. Vince McMahon not only hated in wrestling, but now he's pretty much hated in real life. He's got some demons out there, people.
The problem with Vince McMahon is he was loved too.
Yeah,
So I
that
picked
is the problem.
someone that was never loved in his time in the WWE, WWF, and that is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
He's a preacher now. How can you
a
pick
true
him?
villain?
He is a preacher
A true
now.
villain. If he went somewhere and bought a pack of gum, he used a $100 bill given to him by Vince McMahon, by the way. And he finished off his opponents. He'd take a $100 bill and stuff it in their mouth. He was a true bad guy,
He kicked a
a true
basketball out
villain.
from a little kid one time.
And everybody's got. What's your price, Spanky? Because everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
If you can buy me a bacon McDouble, they'll do it for me.
Is that all it takes? Hey, Edith, you hear that? Bacon McDouble for Spanky. You got him.
Edith,
Everybody's got a price.
Edith says Spanky likes it sideways. We ain't trying to crush
Oh,
each
gosh.
other. We ain't trying to crush each other. Oh, so far, Spanky is up in,
All right.
in the votes.
Spanky, come to play today. Hey, honorable mention. Villain in WWE. Go for it. You said you
my
had one.
honorable one. I'm gonna go with
I know where we're going on this.
even though I know what Luke means. Luke means in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Jim Cornette. Man had to. The only reason he had a tennis racket was to get the people off of him, and he broke that tennis racket over some people's heads a time or two.
Bobby the Brain Heenan,
was a good
the
one.
second greatest manager of all time behind Paul Heyman. He had the Heenan family. He was always a bad guy and could come up with some of the craziest things off the top of his head.
It was
dressed
never-
as a weasel, and that place went berserk.
It was never.
Or as
Hulk
Gorilla
Hogan.
Monsoon would say, "This place is going bananas."
It was never Hulk Hogan versus.
That's
Andre
enough
the
wrestling
Giant.
talk.
It was never Hulk Hogan versus Bundy.
you know-
it was always Hulk Hogan
you know-
versus Bobby Heenan.
The $1 Million Man paid Andre the Giant to
He
beat Hulk
did.
Hogan. Yep.
He did.
Tyler says Lane Kiffin's the biggest villain in coaching. Yes, I would 100%
Oh, no, I like
agree.
him.
Biggest villain in coaching. That's a good question, actually.
I
That's a
like
good question. We might have to add that
That
one.
is a good question.
Andrew says, how about the tight end that's committed to Oregon? You think he's a lock? Yeah, we got a visit for him, and according to
I think he's flipping.
According-
Edith, that was the Godfather.
according to the players,
Oh, Trey.
like, he's gonna flip. So Mason says he had to watch on Facebook because Spanky was weighing my phone down when he was sideways.
Oh, wow.
Well, thanks.
Do you know Mason Breeden?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Oh shoot. Yeah, don't let us get into wrestling. I don't know nothing about wrestling. I just throw it in there because these two goofballs do like it. Let us know in the comments who's winning the duel so far.
Spanky
Spanky's
may get it today.
Spanky's winning.
Spanky
So,
come to play today.
let's do a trivia question, Spur. Hit him with a trivia question. You all check Facebook. I'm gonna check TikTok.
All right, you wanna do it?
Whoever answers first will.
All right. I made it a little bit easier than I made it in the past. So, Coach Heupel finished second for a Heisman Trophy. What year did Coach Heupel finish second, and who beat him for the Heisman Trophy?
Okay, so they got to answer the year.
The year, and who won the Heisman that year?
Okay, repeat the question one more time.
Josh Heupel finished second in voting for the Heisman Trophy. And what year was that, and who won the Heisman that year?
The winner will get a gift card, some decals, and some football and baseball cards.
I do. I know the year. Just don't.
Hit him one more time with it, Spur.
All right, Josh Heupel finished second in voting for the Heisman Trophy. And what year was that, and who won the Heisman that year?
Alexander Ashworth, Chris Winkie, 2000.
That'd be the one.
That would be the one. Alexander, send me a message on either the Vols Deep or my personal page, and yeah, just send me your address, and we'll get it sent to you.
That'd be Chris Winkie in the year 2000.
All right, Spanky has won the duel, so hand over the belt to the.
Hey, come get it right here.
Thank you.
I took it easy on him tonight.
you.
Here's your participation trophy.
I might as well carry this to the ring with me on August 2nd at
Oh,
Cofield.
good Lord.
For War Ain't No Games. 2 rings, everybody. 10 men, 1 cage, 1 war.
All right, thank you all to listen for us, whether it's live on Facebook or TikTok or after we publish our live. Check us out on all our platforms. We'll be back next week, and go Vols.
Go Vols!